There we go. Sometimes it takes a second try.
It do be like that sometimes. And like that sometimes it do be. Doobie-doo.
Copy.
Alright. Day 3. Thumbnail.
Give me a second. Gotta dig it up.
Who let a woman down by the docks? Unseemly.
Okay.
And public. Alright. I think that might have done it.
Alright, let me resize the screen for you.
Increase the size. Oh, what's this? No. Oh, I am contractually obligated to pet the puppy. Very good.
Okay, once chat starts coming in, you should be able to read right there.
Oh, yeah, that's helpful. Right now, I just gotta hustle on out of here. The Sons of Liberty wouldn't give me any trouble. Okay, can I have your hats? Hats look cool. Bunch of Preston Garveys running around. Hey, Assassin. Thanks for stopping in on Assassin's Creed. It's almost like this was made.
Alright, I'm gonna exit out of that. And that.
Ooh.
And that.
Because that is that, and this is this. Hey, buddy, out of my way, pal.
You should be good to go.
Hello. Come on now.
Make sure that the audio is working.
I think the audio should be working. If hopefully you guys can hear me, right? Right?
We'll know in a moment.
Yeah.
I'll say something if I can't hear you.
I'm doing all right, Tech. How about you? Thought we'd get in an extra stream. Hello, Bud. Spirit. Good to see you. If you'll excuse me, we're going to get a bird's eye view of up here. I've kind of already got a layout of the land here. Whoa. No. Ezio's coming out of you right now. There we go.
All right, you have a good time, laddie.
All right, thank you.
I'll have to break you with a chicken.
Why?
Because of raisins.
Or what's your favorite outfit from this game? Probably just the basic, assassin outfit. That's pretty standard. I like, sometimes minimalism is pretty good, but good to see everybody roll on in. Hold on, I'm going to get nice and comfy, make sure I can read stuff on the phone. In case you get a message or something. Come on now, wake up. There we are. Perfect. What up, gamers? Indeed. Alright, now, where the heck am I headed? Should probably pull that map up. No. Frontier. So I can literally just go through any port and be fine. Alright, back up to the docks. Some crier's trying to sell me something. I ain't falling for it. Where's the closest dockmaster? Come on, I gotta get back. Ah, crap, I'm out of Liberty territory and in Redcoat territory. What do you got on you, pal? Oh, it's a mission. Nah. We gotta get through this tutorial first, dude. Because we're still not done, even on episode 3. Sweet Liberty. I love the Gadsden flag. That's nice. Excuse me, pardon me. Where's the closest one again? I feel like I passed a few on the way here. The Drip Man, immaculate. Love it. Excuse me, pardon me, coming through. This reminds me of Assassin's Creed 2 when you had fast travel booths. Like, would you say the Rogue collection of this is buying the Rogue collection of this is worth it? What's the collection you mean? Like Assassin's Creed, like the North American collection? Yeah, those are pretty fun games. Because, like, Assassin's Creed 3, I gripe about it a lot, but gameplay-wise, it's pretty fun. 4, gameplay's phenomenal. Story, again, little lackluster in there, but you don't play Black Flag for the story. You play it to be a pirate. And then Rogue, I think, is a good successor to Black Flag. Story's about the same. I mean, granted, it's not a bad story. It's just you have to accept that everyone in the story is acting a fool. I was watching gameplay on Civ 7 and I saw they brought back Global Happiness, which wasn't popular and frustrating. It was frustrating to deal with in 5. Oh gosh, happiness. And they're always so weird about happiness too. It was like the weirdest thing, and like some things you would think would solve happiness didn't solve happiness. Always a problem. Yeah, they used to call it like the North American collection. But I guess they're calling it the Rogue Collection now, even though technically like all the assassins were kind of rogues in their own right. Unless you're looking at it through like a D&D class. And I guess what am I, a swashbuckler in 4? Even though I didn't use a buckler. Took the long way home. Alright, Achilles! I'm back. Love the new Legend video. Raven was a banger. I'll tell Raven that you liked it. The Lost Son Return. Oh, your actual son or me? Am I a surrogate?
Welcome back. You left me in Boston. Training we've done here. So good. That experience is a better teacher.
And I was hoping you'd get lost back then. I'd be done with you.
We have to find him.
Well, the thing is, there is a lot of fun to be had here, but I still get to critique it, which is fun. But the thing is, Raven was just like, I'm not sure I know what to stream. I don't want to do Sly just yet, just because that's going to be Sunday, so that Hannah can see it. And so he was having trouble, and I said, like, I could just do another stream for Assassin's Creed 3. And he said, it's not a bad idea. Why don't we do that? So, because there's a chance he might need to stream Wednesday to try and get in one more For Honor stream. So I was like, all right, well, might just trade days. And finally, he'll do it too. You got to put those on quick. All right. And also, one thing I do like about hey, watch that's delicate glass, sir. Yeah, that's the thing. If I recall, Michael, I actually got mods to like ignore happiness, like, because I conquered the whole dang map if I could. Now quit banging on the dang door.
Please, help! He's going to die!
You don't earn the name Godfrey. My wife recently played Assassin's Creed 3. She came over from the newer game. She asked, though this was the end of the tutorial, a look on her face when I said, there's more! But wait, there's more! We have to save an Irishman. Poor feller. At least we can't blame the whiskey on this one. Godfrey, the first Elden Lord. I was thinking of Godfrey of Bouillon. Either way, Chuckles over here don't measure up. Was the cutscene really not? Oh, there we go.
Down there! He's just passed under the bridge!
Really? Which one is he? Do I have to? Do not touch the water. This is going to be hard since he's in the river. I'm not sure if I want to. You guys are going to cause some problems. Peter! You're worth a lot of money. I'll be back for you. Wars were fought over that thing. What do you think I'm chasing after you? Patience, man. Patience. Jump, get it. He's in the drink. There's an Irishman joke there, but I'll wait. And now we both have hypothermia.
What he's trying to say is he's forever in your debt, sir.
Here you call it.
What's great here is that Godfrey is voiced by one of the same, he's voiced by one of the Templars in Assassin's Creed 1.
Got the camp set up a few rods off of here as we're cutting timber. We're hoping to open a mill in the area.
There's a good place not far from the manor on the hill where I'm staying.
I like you already. We'll have a
But it's private property, so you're going to have to pay up, and you're not paying up. I don't like that. I don't like that one bit. Now I have squatters. Gosh. Hey, Achilles, can you imagine how annoying it would be if just some random people just came and started living on your property, expecting stuff from you? Achilles, why are you giving me that look? He knows exactly what's about to happen.
The manor needs a lot of work.
That and other things. It built a small shack by the shoreline.
But man, they must be Amish the fact they built that so fast. Connor becomes a landlord.
And asset.
An asset, you say? Helicopter tracking shot left. Alright, looks like they're having a fun family activity up there. I better go see if I can join. Or I'll just stare at the darkness for a little bit longer, but you know, whatever's good for you. Alright, let's go. Wait, hold on. Is that mission actually up and ready to go? Then we're focusing on that. Put that crap on my mini-map. Don't worry, Iroquois Man is here to save the day. Connor want that Irish coffee, Lark. Does he? Does he? News to me. Actually, no, I do think we actually see Connor take a drink in this game. But if you want the one that he really likes his liqueur, then you're going to have to go to Edward. Well, he can't fly if you tie his leg to the rock. That's not giving him a sporting chance, it's not. What the what did you just... What was that? What? Excuse you, sir. Most uncouth. Rigor mortis set in quick on that one. Alright, let's get you up, buddy. Dude said this today. Yeah, he's just like, he didn't fly, I lost a bet, might as well end it. Just casually pulls up the weight of a man. Boy's been hitting the gym. Congratulations, it's a carpenter.
Thank you.
He'll be billed accordingly in 3 business days.
I think so. Didn't do much to me aside from a good scare. Laggards.
Yeah, what does that mean?
My purse, which was meager, and they decided to punish me for their trouble. Silly, really. My tools and equipment were worth a king's share to the right man.
You don't say!
I must get on my way. It's a long walk to the nearest inn. I thank you again for your kindness.
Have you no home?
You're homeless.
I was a proud resident of Boston until recently, but I'm not
Really? In Boston? Maybe if you were from New York, I might buy that, but Boston? Really? I'd more likely believe the inverse than. But you know how I used to play this and knock a lot of people out, thinking killing them was changing history. Man, I was an idiot. You were just experiencing the game in a unique way. New recipe discovered: barrels. Oh boy. I got an achievement for that. House party. And when Connor got the blades, it looked like her soul left her body when she had like another hour left. We might even have more than that. Alright, let's see. What else is going on here? Let's see. We have Godfrey, the lumber mill, and oh no. Time to get on the dang ship, the Aquila. Sly 3 did a better job at naval combat than these schmoes. And I stand by that. Naval combat didn't get good till Black Flag. I got worse by Origins, but then it was alright in Odyssey. A snowman! See if I can pull a William Tell. I only wanted you to fire one dude. The snowmen are multiplying. We must go. Okay, good. They're not hostile right now. Yep. Yeah, if we're making barrels and the Irishmen are close by, there's a good chance they're going to be carrying whiskey in no time. I was watching in the Morrowind series that, and or the Dwemer trying to ascend as it never ends well. We gotta understand one of the things that's about Elder Scrolls. My buddy Forrest could probably explain it a little bit better, but there's such a thing as Chime or Chem, I can't remember exactly how it's pronounced, but basically it's kind of this level and degree of enlightenment, where basically you sort of realize that you are a part of like the Godhead. It's very similar to like the Buddhist concept of nirvana. And I suspect in their hubris they were trying to find some form of back door, and I don't think it ended well for them. But I digress. There's many people that try and go for apotheosis and it doesn't end well, and talk about a fixer-upper opportunity right there. The knockoff Jackdaw before the Jackdaw exists. Well, actually, no. Technically, the Jackdaw, because the Jackdaw was around like 1715. So odds are it predates the Aquila by at least a couple decades. I want hypothermia. All right, Iceman, eat your heart out. The snowmen are having a duel. I was hoping I could shoot the hat off of them so that I could get like a William Tell achievement or something, but I guess we're just allergic to fun here, huh? It's actually really weird. It's like this, I know this is like the direct access to the ocean. It's like a cape, but the beachhead kind of reminds me a lot of like the lakes where I used to grow up. Oh, Peg Leg McGee, continuing to knock back the sauce, I see. Alright, which alcoholic do you want me to meet today, old man? Why does everyone keep telling me that? Slightly.
I didn't see you there, old man. I'd have set my home in order if I'd known it.
I just conveniently spend my entire day sitting in this chair looking at the door.
Restore? Pardon my manners. She's still the fastest in the Atlantic. Sure, she needs some attention. Minor things.
You know, Apparently that's the fastest of the Atlantic if we make it explode. From what I found out, they aren't totally extinct, as there is at least one left, at least. Warren don't really know what happened to him. Yeah, there's one left as of the time of the end of the third era. There was one that he was in like a plane of oblivion when the apotheosis or whatever the heck happened, and so he got back finally, and then like all the Dunmer are gone. So not the Dunmer, the Dwemer are gone. So he was like, oh, I don't know what happened. Now I'm obese and have metal crab legs. Weird.
And yes, I can. Lacking in proper supplies. Some quality timber would help me get started.
Pick a tree, dude.
How long before she is able to sail again?
Just a few jump cuts and we'll be right there.
I'll raise.
Sure. You're just upset you didn't get the role of Mr. Gibbs in Pirates of the Caribbean, aren't you, buddy? Let's see. The Aquila, let's actually get some history on. Don't let the appearance deceive you. You're looking at the former flagship of the Assassin Navy. Oh, so it wasn't the Morgan. It perhaps a little past its prime. The Aquila was built in France in 1749 in the city of Brest. Stop it. I'm going to laugh in spite of you. Design was incredibly innovative for its time. The ship was light, fast, and could carry a surprising amount of artillery for its size. It would be decades before the schooners that could match the Aquila's speed. Of course, there were some disadvantages to the design. Mainly, ship handling was very tough and required an experienced crew. That meant the Aquila was underutilized until the Assassins hired somebody who could put the ship to its full potential, Robert Faulkner. In 1754, the Aquila followed the Templar ship into the storm and was lost with all hands aboard, or so we wanted the Templars to think. In reality, it sustained only minor damage, was refitted, and became the Assassin's secret weapon, staying out of major harbors. Using its speed and element surprised and harassed ships in Templar business, the Aquila took on mythical qualities and was whispered about as the ghost of the North Seas, pirate vessel crewed by ghosts that could appear in the common skull. But the reputation was due both to Faulkner's uncommon skill and superstitious nature of most sailors, who loved a ghost story and always wanted to marry a mermaid. I mean, hey, when you're on a ship for long periods of time, you do what you got to do. Eventually, the Templars cottoned on what was going on, but it did take them more than a decade. They weren't the sharpest tools, let's say, in a box full of spoons. In 1768, the ship was caught in a trap by 3 British frigates. The Aquila was able to limp away from the battle, but ran aground in shallow water. The British left it thinking it was lost. Robert Faulkner survived the battle and had the ship towed back to the private bay near Boston, where the Faulkner slowly deteriorated. And that is until Connor found them both. Okay. Interesting. That explains partially why we didn't see it in Rogue. Because if the Morgan went up against the Aquila, the Morgan would just decimate the Aquila. It's not even going to be a contest. Alright, now I got to go back and say hello to Achilles. Yeah, that hangover is going to be killing him. Alright then. See if I can bag any game along the way. Put the sheer cliff edge. Hello! Get back here! Give you that. And hey, P. Griffin just dropped $10 saying, hey, I hope you have a nice stream. Here's a little something. Hey man, appreciate that. Always appreciate donations to the channel. Hope you're having a great day. Let me know if there's anything we can do for you. Or Connor can do for you. If you want him to kill a raccoon, he'll kill a raccoon. Sorry, just trash pan has been in the dumpster recently, and sometimes it messes with the mind. Can climb any surface we can until it gets to sheer rock faces. When are the assassins gonna get like climbing picks in their repertoire? Connor versus Sly Cooper. I don't know, that's a rough one. I'm gonna have to give it to Connor because he's actually willing to kill. Typically Sly just knocks him out. Or at least that's implied that's what he does. You kill Sly, Lark, Raven, Cry. Connor wouldn't. Oh, because I killed that one raccoon? Nah, I just killed his father. I'm part of I'm part of the gosh, what were they called in the first game? The Fiendish Five, something like that. Now I have a bird's eye view of the situation. But the thing is, one of the best ways to make money in this game is to actually hunt. Well, you know, I'm surprised the Bismarck lost to a bunch of biplanes. Air power is a great thing. Because the thing is, the Bismarck is a big, impressive ship, but the thing is, it's still a ship, and if you put enough torpedoes and bombs in the right location, it's going to go down. And honestly, that makes it funny. I love the Fat Electrician, how he talks about the Yamato and the Bismarck going, the most famous moving coral reefs. Except they don't move anymore, but still. I just don't like how, like the Aquila, because it handles worse than the Jackdaw. The Jackdaw seems twice the size of the Aquila, but somehow managed to be more maneuverable. Yeah, that's the thing. In this, it's clear that they, Black Flag, they learned their lessons from Assassin's Creed 3, and they're like, okay, let's simplify it down, smooth it up a little bit, and focus on making this a little bit more fun. I think in 3, they were trying to add a degree of realism to it, which I can respect, but also, gotta have that good balance there. That balance is everything.
There you are. I've something to show you.
My handwriting. Do you like my poems?
What is it?
A ledger.
Oh.
It lets us manage the Homestead's dealings.
We're getting robbed, man.
That was years ago. Before the snow fever, before the Templars, before everything collapsed.
Not even gonna mention Shay, are ya?
That's all in the past. Better we focus on what's in front of us.
You mean this ledger?
Take up the ledger, and I'll teach you how it all works.
You just kind of turn the pages. Alright, stockpile purchase. Okay, so enter stockpile. Oak lumber. Confirm purchase. I got 3 logs. Yay! Alright, restocking later. Leave the stockpile. Select the crafting. Oh, we're just going straight to trading. But then again, the British wanted revenge because the Bismarck sunk the Hood, but I mean, the Hood was a battle cruiser. Yeah, but you gotta understand, Britain and America both don't like you messing with the boats. Because a big thing of the German-British rivalry leading up to World War I, remember, I know we're talking about World War II before, but World War I was the fact that Germany was trying to build up its navy to try and match Britain, and Britain took that as a personal insult. All right. Okay, purchasing the oak lumber. All right, sure, send the convoy. I'll make 60, honestly, 65 pounds for back in the day. Not the worst profit margin in the world. Like, this just made me infurious. Oh, it's one of the worsts. It's over convoluted. Also, one of the last time I played, and people critique me when I brought this up in the Assassin's Creed ranked series, like how I complained about how, like, if you go through the naval missions to clear out a trade route to give it 100%, it glitches out and makes it so that it always gets attacked. Always irritated me. Royal Navy was strongest at the time. It was strongest for years. British also hid weapons on their civilian ships. Yeah, because if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. Now look at that, it was just a quick flash forward, and by George, we got the thing fixed up. Yeah, well, we didn't even get a training montage, so can you really count it? Just saying. also shocks me that the assassins weren't able to hide easily, considering maybe the boonies were like 10 miles out of town in this era. I mean, that was a bit of the thing. One of the big problem was the assassins back in this era had a turncoat. If you played Rogue, Shay Cormac was raised as an assassin in the area, and he basically defects to the Templars, and because he knows the operations, he can systematically disassemble what the assassins had built out. And the Templars actually know where Davenport is, they just don't do anything about it because they think the old man can't do anything. Boy, are they wrong. Because they hid weapons on their civilian ships. What? Come on, we don't do that. The hard way. That's a reference to how it feels to be on the ship. Alright, let's do this.
Come aboard and feast your eyes, boy. No, not the left foot. Never the left foot. Horrible, look. Step with your right foot first.
Yeah, this right foot's about to go right up your keister, old man. But his apprentice can't. Exactly. They didn't think he'd take on a new apprentice, and that's how I proved him wrong.
Aye. Weatherly and sleek. She'll fetch 12 knots in a stiff gale. Ne'er a ship from here to Singapore can outrun her on her best day.
Go past Singapore? Well, we're right frick there, boy.
Show you what she can do firsthand.
Where would we go?
As it happens, she still needs guns and the officers to command them. We'll launch straight away. Don't worry, lad. I'll make sure you sprout good sea legs.
I'm gonna have 4 legs? Man, I'm gonna be fast.
All in the mainsail. Get up the rigging. Hand over fist. Come on, men. Let's get her out where
What's
she needs to be.
with the left being hated? The side, not the political party. I'm not 100% sure. I know like there's some stigma with like being left-handed and other such like that. The left in terms of being stigma, I don't know that sailor's tradition. Like, I did a bit of sailing when I was younger with my father, but like, his big thing was like, don't call rope on a ship, it's a line. That was his big thing, and also knowing port, starboard, and other stuff like that. Actually, for being correct, he should have been calling it. I'm kidding, no. When referring to a person, it wouldn't be port and starboard. Your shanties will never be as good as Black Flag. I'm sorry. Where am I taking it to? Would we just have an eagle just randomly on our ship? We have been blessed by liberty.
Come on, she won't bite.
I didn't think it would. What'd you do to the ship? Colony was a powerhouse until the U.S. started turning out destroyers, frigates, and aircraft carriers. Once we started going with the aircraft carriers, it was all over.
Half sail.
See if I can whip this thing so hard they fly off.
Do you feel it?
It's not flying. It's on the water.
Set a course for Martha's Vineyard.
You're drunk right now, aren't you, Faulkner?
Officers there.
Like, how are the Scottish people handling this game? Oh, you mean the Grenadiers? They're tough. They can be pretty tough. Typically, if I see like a patrol, I try and take them out first if possible, because those axes can balk pretty hard, and then of course they throw grenades.
Wind looks to be shifting.
Forgot about it, the POV of the ship was, yeah, because they put the dang mast in my way. Well, say I do like the design of the ship, even if I prefer the Jackdaw and the Morrigan. I can't hate them for trying something new, because this did lead to something good. It's just not as good as the other games, and that hurts it. Thoughts on the Jaeger enemies? They're obnoxious, but you can deal with them. I mean, I think we've already fought a few of them already.
Now,
She won't bite. Why is it growing at me?
careful not to run up on them. The sandbars will slow us down, but the rocks will put a hole through a hull. And if you want to make a quick tack, call for half sail. She's more maneuverable then.
Noted. Do not take any damage before reaching Martha's Vineyard. Noted. I'm not sure if you know this off the top of your head, Lark, but how expensive would a ship be like this at the time of the Revolutionary War? Like this? Oh, ludicrously expensive. Because keep in mind, they established this is a prototype. This is a special kind of ship, and so therefore it would be quite expensive. But sloops and like brigs and other stuff like that, they're pretty pricey. In fact, a lot of time, like a ship like that just passed us, smaller merchant vessels, those would be a little bit more affordable. But yeah, shipping was big business, and in fact, in New England, it was very big business because, well, lumber was easy to come by here, and so a lot of like the famous British vessels, their lumber traces back to New England. Fun fact. You mean the Hessians? I'm assuming when you meant the Jaeger enemies, you meant like the ones with like the light weapons and like the funky hats. But if you mean like the Hessian enemies, the ones that actually speak German, I think they're funny because they're basically officers. But at the same time, they crap talk you if they can start landing hits on you. Like if you try and attack, you do a basic attack, they will deflect it and go pathetic, naive, like that sort of thing, like an old Chinese kung fu master showing you ain't got it. Jamie's going up there, see if he can spit down his buddy from the crow's nest. Captain, I approve this message. Did you know the HMS Victory still exists today, but it's permanently in dry dock due to its age? It kind of reminds me of the USS Constitution, though I don't think the Constitution's in dry dock. I think it's still visited on the water. Like, have you praised Space King today? I'm a little behind on praising Space King. I've praised Celestial Duke, though. Praise be to Space King.
Drop anchor. We'll go ashore, buy our guns, and find our officers.
I will say the Aquila is a figurehead. Beautiful. Love it. Old Iron says proved how good Americans were good at building warships. And actually, here's the fun part about Old Ironsides there. What made it so resistant to cannonballs is... Oh, hold on, I got a thing.
You're looking every bit as ravishing as I remember.
She didn't look good to begin with, did she?
Sail all the way to the vineyard to pay me compliments.
We are looking for David and Richard Clutton.
Nice to see you too.
Did they finally decide to change their names to something more respectable? Getting drunk, why?
Sorry for leaving like I did, lads, but where I was going, no one could know. You two working much? Nah, between contracts. Well,
See, he became a Mennonite with that beard.
what would you two say to working with me? We'd be for getting into a few more scraps. Good
How
shot.
convenient.
The Aquila is a fine vessel. We're fitting all the guns as we speak.
Looks like your friend's about to catch a beating.
Where is Charles Lee?
Why would you just think he would know?
I don't much care.
Oh, wait, there's just two Templars right there. Got them where they stand.
Hey, you don't want to be doing that, Biddle.
Bobby Faulkner turned to wet nursing.
He's a bit old to be wet nursed, if I'm being frank.
You're a shite sailor.
Whoa, 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 not in here, gentlemen. Better still, not at all. Bobby, take your friends and get out!
I didn't even okay, yeah, technically he did. I did start it.
Come on.
Man, they installed those guns fast. Yes, they did use a specific type of wood ranger. That's what I was going to do. They made it from southern oak, which grows in like South Carolina, Georgia, Florida. I believe there's also some in Alabama too. I don't forget the specific range, but basically the way how you make it like it is, because typical ships used oak. So what they would do is they had a layer of oak, then a layer of southern oak, then another layer of oak. The reason why it wasn't a common practice was because southern oak doesn't grow as many places, and so it's harder to come by. But it was a very good ship. If you've ever seen Master and Commander, the ship that the British are chasing is based off of the USS Constitution. But, yeah, pretty cool stuff. I find it sad there are aspects of American history that isn't taught, like our war against the Barbary pirates and the Arab slave trade. It's far worse than the transatlantic slave trade. Oh, absolutely.
The older man is a Templar.
It hurts me, honestly, because, like, I actually had set aside some time to teach the Barbary War, but I didn't get the chance to because, like, we got caught up in something that the district called and said, like, hey, you got to teach Constitution Day something on the Constitution. I was like, okay, fair enough, but that ate up enough time that I wasn't allowed to teach the Barbary Wars, which was kind of a bummer. I would have made my ship out of ironwood. Alright, why not just iron? I ain't heard no bell. Love it. That's why I love that old Ironsides is still available in Fallout 4. Gosh, this ship can break on a dime. Fire. Nice.
Well done, boy. Now, aim all guns at her bow and do as much damage as possible.
Will do. Why are you telling me to aim? Tell them to aim.
Some old powder in there. Good. Now give the swivel gun to turn. More precise.
It's at times like this I miss the puckle
Right on the
gun.
sky.
But you mean this thing shipwrecked and and somebody came over and didn't get all the dang barrels out? No, it does not. Except when it does.
You are a fast learner.
One of us has to be.
Ah, getting a taste for the open sea, are we? We'll make a jet tar out of you yet.
What?
We should be getting back. The old man is like to have my hide for keeping you out so long.
Actually, I think he's appreciative of the peace and quiet. Because I keep pestering about Charles Lee. Lark, are there evil natives in AC3 or not? Not. We do have to fight some natives, but they're not explicitly made out to be evil. You'd be hard-pressed, honestly, to find a game or any form of media where natives, in the modern day, where natives are portrayed in any sort of negative light.
Shake the bastard! Use the swivels on him, Captain!
Get fricked.
English free!
Yes, Rico, kaboom.
Maybe twaddled another one.
You asked if I spoke the King's English. Oh, shoot. Because remember, cannonballs can't hurt you if you duck. I'm gonna ruin your officer quarters, alright? Imagine I would shoot all our cannons. We'd attract a lot of attention. Yeah, the British Navy may not be happy with me for, disturbing the peace. I braced way too late for that. Alright, good. Try and get the other side out. Keep bracing, boys. Like I say, turn on A. Die! Oh, and I don't have a ram, do I? Is that all you got? Come on! Can we board her, please? Please? I thought... Oh, excuse me, I still won. Alright, we couldn't find some nondescript shipwreck somewhere that's not right next to Martha's Venues, but again, Saxons, they don't care. The Korean War isn't over. Will it ever be? Who can say? I wish we were taught about the War of 1812, Pirate War, Korean War, so many other minors that don't get put to print. Okay, I actually do spend a good bit of detail on the War of 1812. I do that. Because let's see, I bring up because I teach the 7 Years' War, I teach Pontiac's Rebellion, I teach, obviously, the American Revolution, the War of 1812, don't always get the Barbary War, want to though, Mexican-American War, Civil War, biggest unit, teach the Spanish-American War, briefly some stuff like the Banana Wars and all that jazz. World War I, World War II, obviously. Korean War, I go over very briefly, but I do bring it up. And Vietnam is typically when my school year ends.
You got a ship. Could find him all to boot.
Who is that man?
Don't associate with him. He will bite.
Nonsense, really, but he doesn't earn no one, so I'll leave him be. Talk to him if you fancy, but be warned, he'll chew your ear off.
I knew he bit.
Aquila here for you. We should get a pack to the open sea and be waiting. Now I implore you to head up the hill before the old man comes out of retirement just for me.
Might come out of retirement unless you get some mouthwash. And I thought it was because Cody posted a video saying, what if anyone won the War of 1812? Ah, yes. Well, he's actually covered that topic twice. But yeah, it is interesting because War of 1812 is always interesting to talk about. Because I remember learning about it in my American military history class in college. And the way it's like, Americans remember the Battle of New Orleans and, Star Spangled Banner. That's pretty much what we remember about the war. Britain remembers it happened, kind of, sort of. They were distracted by Napoleon, and yes, we're getting the drip. Absolutely, I'm here for the drip. Put the hood on, dude. Come on.
Upon a time we had a ceremony on such occasions. I don't think either of us are really the type for that.
We are the type, though, for extremely long prologues.
Training, your targets and goals. And now you have your title.
Lord Ethelbeth.
Our brotherhood.
Drip. It's drip or drown, boys, and as you saw earlier, we can swim. But yeah, the British, they're too distracted by the Napoleonic Wars. Like, that develops their language of history, because as far as they're concerned, like, yeah, we got into a squabble with America, but Napoleon, man, that was wild. And Canada, oh, they love the War of 1812 because, well, they performed very well, all things considered. Now, if they like to brag that, like, oh, we burned down the White House, no, that was the British Army. Don't get me wrong, you guys defending your homeland and punching well above your weight class is definitely something to be celebrated, but it's like, oh, we burned the White House. It's like, no, the British Army did. That would be like us saying, like, haha, America, we sure did beat France in the 7 Years' War, even though we technically weren't a thing in the 7 Years' War. We were still a part of Britain, but still, I understand where the sis boom rah rah tongue-in-cheek poke comes from. But the only ones that truly lost the war was Tecumseh and his alliance. Are Achilles' heels okay? I think he's got bigger problems to worry about, but you're good to ask. And oh gosh, we're out of the Animus again. Gosh, dang it. The whole zipped up hood thing. Why does the hood have a zipper on it? Yes, there'd be a lot of panic in the streets, Probably would not be good for us. Wait, did she just hand us one of those? Gosh, they used to be everywhere a few years ago. The fidget spinner. Yeah, fidget spinners, that's what they're called.
I think we're better off having you dropped in from above.
Wait, the assassins have an aerial division now? Signed by no more. Oh, hi, Hannah. Oh, if we'd known you were going to be here, we could have done Sly tonight. But that's okay. Desmond can disappoint us all. I'm kidding, Desmond. You don't disappoint me. They disappoint me what they did after you.
Yeah, this is fine. Ellen, power up the camera.
Fly, fidget spinner, fly!
I've got safety. Running diagnostics. Perfect. I've got a nice strong signal.
That's strong. Alright, up we go. Hindsight, I should have seen that one was obvious. You know, they really should put, like, oh, there's probably some OSHA violations around here. But you know what? I ain't no snitch. You learned well from Ezio. You did. I wonder if anyone has ever looked at the assassins, like, throughout history and go, like, why do you keep trying to run up a wall? Sometimes when I run up the wall, I do stuff. It's just, you know, not always. Like, sometimes we just do this. I still think Desmond is better than Layla, or as you wrote, as you and Raven called her, Mary Sue. And I said, oh no, Desmond's 100% better. I poke fun at him on occasion, but here's the problem. All of his ancestors are more interesting than he is. But he is the most interesting of the modern-day assassins, as, you know, I actually care about him. It's his ancestry we're following. And so, seeing his story unfold over the past couple of games has been pretty interesting, as opposed to, you know, just Layla going like, oh, by the way, you're invested in this now because we killed your girlfriend. Because you built an animus out of nothing. Because sure, why not? And, oh yeah, you're like the most intelligent, smartest person, doctor ever in the Animus Project, but they refuse to let you be a part of the Animus Project because apparently Abstergo hates talent now? Sure. Why not? Even though we've seen Abstergo hire other people more crazy than that, so why they didn't have her jump on the project is anyone's guess. But I digress. Oh. Alright. But if anyone catches us up here, all I gotta say is World Star, and they'll probably not assume anything else. Should I be hanging on live wiring? Probably not. Would you say in Watch Dogs you play as a modern assassin? Because I've always had that theory because it fits in the modern day and you're hackers and like assassins. Actually, the worlds are specifically connected because you have to double check this, but someone told me, because I only played a bit of Watch Dogs before I kind of fell out of interest with it, but they said that apparently like the main director of the game in Assassin's Creed Black Flag, you know, like how you're working for the Paris studios, like the guy that's running everything, the French guy that sees you go, oh, Edward, arr! Apparently like he's in Watch Dogs and he dies. So apparently the worlds are interconnected, or at least that was a concept at some point. But there has been calls where like it would be interesting to see what a modern day Assassin's game would look like, but I don't know. And Ubisoft does have a history of sometimes trying to blend their IPs and the game mechanics together. Like my least favorite one was when they tried to make Assassin's Creed Breakpoint gosh, what was the game they basically tried to make it? I want to say Overwatch, even though I know that's not a Ubisoft property. But Division, yeah, they basically made it Division 2, and then they got confused as why fans were upset. I find Desmond far more interesting because at first he wasn't even interested in being an assassin, and he ran away from his duty. Yeah, and it's really good, like, in Revelations. It was one of the few times I enjoyed being out of the Animus. He never left the Animus until, like, the very end, because he was, like, had that weird sort of psychosis where he was just stuck in the Animus and had to filter through his memories. But what was interesting about it is, like, you actually got to see his memories. Sure, they were just audio things, but you got to hear, like, how he grew up, why he ran away. He just didn't like the life, and it's kind of understandable, because the modern-day assassins aren't like the assassins of old, like, where you lived in, like, say, Ezio, where you could sort of blend in and, like, integrate into modern society relatively well and just live a double life. In the modern-day assassins, they're somewhat akin to the original ones, like with Altair, where they actually had to live in conclaves away from everybody for security reasons. And then that got wrecked when, so instead of sneaking in the building, we're talking about, oh, yeah. This is after he stabbed Lucy. Yep. Oh, well. Free falling. Crap. Ah! I'm not inconspicuous! Whoa, whoa, whoa. But the controls on this, if I remember right, Daniel Cross murdered the majority of them. I'm not sure he specifically murdered them, but Daniel Cross and Subject 16, their memories led specifically to like them finding all of the cells, and so they were able to do a great purge in like the early 2000s. But the assassins did come out; they did survive. They're in a rebuilding period. Okay, so my friend didn't lie to me. So there's this ancient piece of alien tech or
So,
precursor. Oh,
Desmond,
sup?
not exactly what I expected. But I guess your brain doesn't have many options. Who are you? Ask your father. Without giving me that. I don't
No,
think so.
I don't wanna.
Look, I'm not supposed to kill you, but the boss man didn't say anything. Count up.
Why didn't you just shoot the legs or something, you idiot? Because that was incredibly easy. The only sucks about this is that the dad lives and the son dies, and that's really stupid. I don't even mind that, like, oh, we have to deal with this thing like, oh, Desmond dies and the dad lives, but we don't really do much with the dad afterwards, do we? Because we don't actually see William Miles again until the end of Origins, where he's basically like, hey, I still exist. Want to join?
Program to infiltrate and destroy the organization.
How did they know you were there? We could be compromised.
They must have caught me snooping inside their network and sent prompts to see what we were after. If they were aware of our current location, no. Well, I will say this. It doesn't bode very well for future expeditions.
I've set up some cameras topside. If anyone shows up, we'll see it.
I'd suggest you go see if I find the socket for that power source. Or we can return to Connor if you prefer. All the artifacts in the world won't be a thing.
Sure. Wouldn't it be funny if, like, they broke the artifact and hit Daniel Cross? Yes, they build temples to last for eons, but whoops, their power supply, fragile as tissue paper. Let's see, where's the first battery socket? Whoa! Whoa, man. Trippy. So am I the only one that can see these, or?
We thought we could be saved. We sought to face the sun's wrath and contain it.
Okay.
4 towers would be built to pull her fury into this place and dispel it. But even with all we knew, with all we had, it would take too long. 1,000 years we would labor and still the work would not be done.
Uh-huh.
The first tower was never completed. The project abandoned. We moved on. But while we labored on other endeavors, a few returned. They thought to automate the process. Metal might finish what flesh could not.
So did that actually finish, or is that what you use to protect the planet? I don't know. But it is funny. It's like, it would just take too long. But don't worry, because it would take too long because it would distract us from our other projects of building an observatory that would track people based on putting drops of blood in small glass cubes. Or making shrouds that, when put on, it heals you for all damage. Maybe we should have just manufactured like 1 billion of those. So what exactly is the Templar's argument? Depends on which era and which game, but the overall Templar argument is basically very Hobbesian. Basically, like, humanity is naturally chaotic, and it needs a strong shepherd in order to prosper and survive. And they believe the Templars are the most well-suited to be those shepherds. And so they are trying to take control of essentially everything for the betterment of mankind. or how they like to see it. Now, the assassins, by contrast, they seek freedom. They want peace, sure, but they want more than anything for mankind to be able to continue to be free and make its own choices, whether they be wrong or right or what have you. But sometimes the Templars and Assassins don't exactly follow their ideals to the letter. If I had to write, you say AC Shadows, I would keep Yasuke, but make it like a retainer, like he actually was in history. But have him work his way to being a samurai. I would sort of have him in a similar position to Adewale and give him the DLC rather than make him the mainline character. I would just do what they did with the previous previous 2 Assassin's Creed games, and have the ninja character be the main character, and you get to choose whether it's a boy or a girl.
Half the world, they said then. It is better than none at all. We tried. Again, we failed. A quarter, they asked. Even this we could not do. A 6, an 8, a 10, they cried.
Why are you yelling at me?
The answer was still the same. Perhaps in time the city might be spared. But it was time we did not have.
Maybe you should have just made a bunch of really small ones instead. Or, look at this giant bunker! Why didn't you just make a bunch of bunkers? Because this bunker did a pretty good job of standing the test of time. But no! It just wasn't outlandish enough for you, was it, you filthy mongrels?
One way to find out.
Yay, a bridge. Plot twist, Desmond never died. Yeah, I wish. But unfortunately we see his corpse in AC4. Going to bunker, Earth destroyed bunker, now in space. Yeah, but that's just the thing. The solar radiation wouldn't have destroyed... Because basically what they're saying is this would be basically the mother of all solar flares. It wouldn't actually destroy the Earth, but it would like mess... What they claim would happen is it flips the magnetic poles, and that would cause so many natural disasters, basically everything would be fricked. Because the thing is, they did get hit with it, because they didn't prepare or whatever, rather they didn't have enough time, or whatever excuse they want to go with. So they did get hit, that would cause their civilization to collapse, and then we rose up afterwards because there were so few of them and so many of us. So the planet would be fine. Just building a bunch of bunkers would have been the right call. But, again, they're idiots. Well, let's talk to the peanut gallery. Dad, you ready to be a better father now?
Son, I owe you an apology.
About time.
I shouldn't have lashed out like that. You have to understand, I've never been very good at this.
Clearly.
Never mind that we live rather extraordinary lives.
Well, I'm the one doing all the work.
I kind of liked my ordinary one.
You can't escape who you are, Desmond.
You're a bartender. I know. Dang it.
Look, it's silly for us to go back and forth like this. I admit, I did a shitty job raising you. I apologize. I'm sorry.
Oh, that makes it all better then.
You understand, it didn't come from a bad place. You're my son.
It came from Milwaukee. No, wait, that's still a bad place.
I guess I was so busy trying to make sure nothing bad happened, I didn't consider the consequences. Truce.
Oh, now you're going to respond to the truce?
I can't believe it's taken me so long to ask, but how's Mom? She's not...
No. Your mother is fine. We decided it was safer if we split up for this job.
Always assuming the worst.
And yet we never see her. Suspicious.
May I at least say hi to her?
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry, it's too risky. Maybe when we're done.
We were yeah, so if you watch what happened in Assassin's Creed 2, like all of extra missions and such. What they explain is that the ones who came before, the Isu, basically, I think they took apes or something along those lines, and they genetically modified them into humans to look kind of more like they did, to basically be a permanent worker race. And the pieces of Eden were created to basically keep us tame and docile. However, several Isu started to object to this because, well, they started to think that we had free will of our own and we should be treated equally. Then you also had humans like Adam and Eve, yes, I know, that actually started to be able to break away. They stole a piece of Eden and thus began a rebellion. Combine that rebellion with the sun whacking the earth super duper hard, crap hit the fan. Then civilization rebuilt itself, but there were only so many Isu around. A lot of the Isu got mistaken, sometimes deliberately, as gods. And, well, human civilization just picks up from there. You know, Mesopotamia, the whole shebang. Anyway, Sean.
There you are. Can I ask a favour?
Can I Spartan kick you off the ledge? Absolutely.
I'd like to try and turn the dial back on the animus.
What?
All the way back to the time of the first civilization.
Why haven't we done this yet?
There was no real loss of fidelity when he visited Altair. Then again, that was about 1,000 years ago, and we're going to go back at least 70,000 more.
Sure, I'd be up for it. It'd be interesting to see what things were like back then.
Excellent. I think it proved most likely.
Anything else you want to say to me?
What are you up to?
Just brushing up on my American history.
Here we go. This might be it.
History. They certainly teach you strange things in the States.
Go on.
Well, for all the talk of this being a revolutionary war, it was a civil one. Well, not that kind of civil. I mean, there was no America versus Britain. It was Brit on Brit action. Clearly see how the whole thing got started. One war gave birth to the other.
You mean the 7 Years' War?
Exactly.
The French and Indian War, but yes. I know they're the same
French
thing.
out, but with a great deal of debt. Believing that the colonists should help to shoulder the burden, new taxes were created. It was a reasonable request, even if Parliament was rather, well, not diplomatic about it.
To say the
It's
least.
not really fair to tax people for a war they didn't want any part of.
What? Didn't want any part of? Did you not notice George Washington with Edward Brabbit? He was right there in the middle of it. So here you have the Crown spending who knows how much money to secure a place for the colonists to thrive, and then, when they ask for a little bit of help, right, look, think of it this way. King George...
And this is where I get irritated.
They all go out to dinner, right? And when the bill comes, George asks for them to kick in and pay their share. Fair enough. But keep in mind, he's been taking them out to dinner gratis for decades now. Colonists, oh no, they insist they only had a glass of water and a side salad. Never mind the table's full of half-eaten food and empty bottles of wine. When the king points this out, what do the colonists do? Oh, they flip the table over and they storm out of the restaurant. Probably intending to return later and burn it down.
You left out the part where the king pointed a gun at the colonists and asked them to cover dinner for everyone in the restaurant.
Right, yeah, interesting take. If he pulled out a gun, and I'm not sure he did, it would only have been after the 100th failed attempt at getting them to pay their fair share.
But how do you define someone's fair share?
With a war, apparently.
See, he doesn't really give a good job of actually debating him. He doesn't. And so it's meant to put like, oh, Sean's kind of got a point there. But here's the real problem. The thing you missed, you giant sack of human excrement. Two things I'm going to branch up. One, solitary neglect. For the majority of English colonial history in the New World, in North America specifically, there was a practice known as solitary neglect. Basically, they were not taxed and left to their own devices, and in return, it was pretty much assumed that the British colonies would do exclusive trading with Great Britain. If you were in South Carolina and you wanted to sell something to, say, the Netherlands, no, you had to sell directly to Britain, and then that had to be sold from Britain to the Netherlands. Britain had to get a cut of those profits. This was mercantilism, of course. And so the thing is, one of the big draws of the colonies for a long time was, hey, you don't have to worry about taxes there. Now, sure, there were local taxes placed on by the local legislative assemblies, but you didn't have any taxes directly from Great Britain. Now, after the war, it is true, we did want a part of the French and Indian War. In fact, we kind of started it. We did want those lands to settle in. But there's more to it than that, and Sean is glancing over it deliberately, just saying, why didn't you want to pay your fair share? Because these tax increases that Parliament put on that he considered just sums it down to being undiplomatic. What was the colonists' big beef? no taxation without representation. And that's the thing you glanced over. The only thing we had in terms of closest that could be considered to actual representation in Parliament was Benjamin Franklin, and he was merely an advisor. He was basically sitting there to just be like, hey, this is what's going on in the colonies, and this is how it would best be to act. But Britain did not listen to him very well on this issue. In fact, they chewed him out royally, which has made him go, all right, fine, I'm going back home and I'm helping run the revolution. So that was the big issue. In fact, John Adams points out himself, it's like, I believe that it's an abridgment of English rights that we are being taxed without our consent. No Englishman should be made subject to a tax he himself did not consent to. They didn't have any representation in Parliament. And granted, I don't blame Parliament for not giving it to them, because that would have been very much unfeasible for them to do at the time. I completely understand that. But if you're not going to give any form of representation, it's silly to say, oh, well, we can just tax you however we dang well please, and, just deal with it. Because Britain was not just a monarchy at the time. It was a constitutional monarchy beholden to Parliament. And so if you're going to claim, oh, we're a representative government based on the rule of law and order, but then you supersede that law and order to make a quick buck, then that's an issue. And I get the frustration because, well, you did go into a lot of debt in order to make up all of that, to protect the colonies of that. But that gets into another issue that I'm going to gripe about. The big reason the colonists went to that war was because they wanted the land in the Ohio River Valley. They were fighting to make sure their settlers had access to that land, and the French were the greatest obstacle in that, and border skirmishes were happening. Natives were being sicked on each other and on colonists. So a lot of the colonists fought alongside the British to make sure they had access to that land. But then the proclamation of 1763, after Pontiac's Rebellion broke out, made it so that the colonists could not go past the Appalachian Mountains. They could not and should not go. That is land dedicated towards George's Indian subjects. And this greatly irritated the colonists, because we fought a war for 9 years, because the French and Indian War started 2 years before the 7 Years' War kind of officially started. We fought for 9 years to get access to this land, and now we can't get access to it. And that greatly irritated us. Then the Quebec Act passed. And the Quebec Act basically let Quebec kind of govern itself. Allowed it to go off of French common law rather than English common law. On top of all of that, it expanded Quebec down into the Ohio River Valley. So the guys that were in Parliament were so tone deaf, they said, hey, you know that land you fought for 9 years for? Yeah? You're going to have to pay for it. What? Oh, not only are you going to have to pay for it, you can't get access to it. What? Also, we're going to give it back to those French guys that you fought to. But they have a British flag now, so it's okay. This greatly irritated the colonists to no end. So much so, there were even members in Parliament that were going, no, I kind of agree with the Americans. They have every right to be upset about all this. King George III and Lord North of Parliament handled this in about the worst way they possibly could. Now, I'm not going to say the Americans were completely innocent, as they did some boneheaded things too. Like, what did they expect with the Boston Tea Party? I mean, I think it's fun, great history, but again, we kind of knew what was going to happen there. The British response was entirely predictable. But to just go along and say, oh, it was just like we were eating out with the king for years and years and years, and then one day he finally says, hey man, could you finally, pay your end of the deal? It's kind of like, no. We have a long-standing arrangement. I only sell to you, I only do business with you, and in return, you don't make me pay that share. I have my own bills to pay, I pay for my own meal. The analogy is just poorly thought out at best, and ignores a lot of other factors, because let's add that to the factor. Imagine you're going out with George, and then suddenly he invites the guy you were getting into a fist fight with the other day, and it's like, no, by the way, you know that dish you wanted to order? Well, I gave it to him instead. You still have to pay for it though. And you're like, but I didn't even get a chance to order what I wanted. And you're like, no. I'm the only one that gets to order. You just have to sit back and pay for it. Understandably, we would be livid. And Sean over there just glancing over that major issue always irritates me. But yeah, that's don't think he handled that well. But that's enough of me. King's song is dawing around and we got sick of it. Well, to be fair, I'm even going to be fair to the king. I think even King George III gets a bad rap. I think, honestly, his rule isn't that bad in comparison to a lot of other kings before and after him. But the thing is, that was the one thing he handled somewhat poorly. And even then, a lot of that can also be blamed to Lord North and Parliament. And you wonder why there was such a massive pushback against having a central government and all, especially when the old guard. And that's why they do it. Yeah, that was the reason why we started out with the Articles of Confederation, because we were so scared of having a strong centralized government. That's why the Federalist Papers were written when we finally came up with the new Constitution, because, ooh, we get rope darts now, because when we came up with this new Constitution, we had to win a lot of people over, mainly New York, to the side. We had to convince them why this wasn't going to be as bad as Britain, why this wasn't going to be like other republics before it, like the Dutch or anything like that, or Venice, and why this would actually be a far safer and more productive union as opposed to what has come before. That's what the entire Federalist Papers were about. A campaign pitch to get specifically the state of New York to agree to the disappointment. You're back. Love the feathers, man.
For now.
You used to be a lot jollier. What happened to you?
King claiming we had to leave. He said that the land was being sold and that the Confederacy had consented. He sent an envoy. They would not listen.
And I'm not a fan of that.
Cannot oppose the statue, but you're right as well. Cannot give up our home.
You have a name. You know who is responsible.
He is called William Johnson.
Of Johnson & Johnson?
Boston, making preparations for the sale.
Sale. This is theft.
Connor, take care. These men are powerful.
What would you have me do? I made a promise to my people.
I'm not going to say anything.
Course of action. Seek out Sam Adams in Boston. He'll be able to help.
Oh, this is great.
What have you done?
When my people go to war, a hatchet is buried into a post to signify its start. When the threat is ended, the hatchet is removed.
You could have used a tree.
I'm with Achilles on that one. Like, now it looks tacky. Now I have to explain that to every single person that comes up to visit Achilles. Like, Achilles, what's with the hatchet sticking out of the post? Well, my crazy adopted son thought it would be a good idea to start a whole dang war. Alright. And, alright, Connor, let's be fair. You be dripping. New look looks great. And now, before I go... The more I learn about American history, the more I disagree with Hatham's view when he debates his son later on the Founding Fathers. Well, here's the problem with this whole thing. Also, we never explain how he gets the cool tomahawk. But anyway, here's the problem with that. I do originally believe what they were planning to do was they were planning to have the Templars be supportive of the British. And then his criticisms of the Founding Fathers would be far more founded. But the problem is, since he's supporting the Founding Fathers in a way, he just wants Charles Lee to be the guy in charge rather than Washington. So it's an awkward situation. Miriam. What about Miriam? So I know you're upset about the hatchet, but we could talk about something else. What you got for me, big man?
Occurred to me that the times we live in will be looked upon by future generations with a certain degree of scrutiny.
Gee, particularly by a Canadian studio for a French company.
Valuable to record the goings on around the homestead. A true log of how people live during this time of transition. Something to help color the portrait. What do you think?
You want me to be a historian? Sure. All right. So what did you want me to do? Jot down some stuff? I guess not. Alright, we'll just do another Homestead mission. Alright, and I'm back in. I never touched the first time I touched anything Assassin's Creed multiplayer related was with Unity.
Can you help me?
Oh, Miriam! Yeah, I was thinking like you were talking about like someone in AC1. Hey there, little lady. You need some help?
You alright?
What do you think?
Okay, I'll just leave it there to rot.
Woods. I asked them to leave. This was their answer.
They tied a rope around you? Oh, you're trying to make a tourniquet. You suck.
You'll be able to make it to the house.
Yes. I think the ball took only flesh.
And what is your name?
Miriam.
Do you live nearby?
I don't have a home per se. I took to the frontier when I was a young girl. Made my life out here ever since.
Ah, wild outdoorsman tomboy, huh? You can stay in my room. Don't worry. I'll make sure you're comfortable.
It's not. But truth be told, it was this.
I think there's also like another lady we invite to the homestead that actually tries to flirt with Connor, but goes right over his head. Like, no, Connor, no. Don't fumble, man. Don't fumble, Connor. I actually can see where the Founding Fathers were coming as democracies often devolved into tyranny of the majority like Athens did. And that was one of the big concerns, because if you read the Constitution, at no point do they mention democracy. At no point. Because to quote Benjamin Franklin on democracy, democracy is two wolves and a lamb deciding what's for dinner.
Those poachers need to be stopped.
I saw the scabs from my hunting blind. Get to that and you shouldn't have any trouble finding them.
Use the rope dart if you can. Get familiar with it.
You gotta love a mentor. It's like, not only are you gonna kill them, I'm gonna give you side missions on how to kill them. But boy, do I love the rope dart. Connor, how can you fumble the hot tomboy? Yeah, instead she falls in love with this miner guy. He's an okay dude, but it's kind of like, obviously we know that she wants Connor. But no, it was like the seamstress wants Connor, and I know like the female assassin we find in New York, I think it is, she actually says like, hey, Connor, how come you don't have a wife or girlfriend or anything like that? And he goes, I'm so busy I wouldn't be able to give her the attention she would actually require. And she just says, well, when you are looking around for ladies, give me a call, would you? I'm like, I have never seen bigger landing lights that she wants to go into the bedroom with you. Come on, Connor, man, come on! No, I'm not going to get on for that. He's a dedicated man, and I can respect that. Dude, if you're going to be poaching, you need to get a good view. Here, let me show you. See, you can get a much better view up here. Now let me get back up in the trees. Thank you. That's what irritates me when the U.S. is called one, but I get why strategy games do, and it's mostly to simplicity's sake. Yeah, because here's the thing. Democracy, meaning the people are in charge or power of the people, it sounds nice. It sounds good. But democracy is, by its nature, a very, very messy thing. And, Helldivers pun intended, it needs to be somewhat managed, which is why a republic is a far more feasible because you don't want to be ruled by the people, you want to be a nation of laws. Now, come here! Oh, I'm gonna make Vlad proud with the amount of corpses I'm gonna hang in this yard. Ooh, I can climb up that tree. Okay, David Lynch. What are you playing? I need this man to get close to a tree. He's nowhere close. I'm not going to be able to hang this one. He's too stupid to have a good time. Unless I can convince him... No, it wouldn't work. Bears are starving in this region. Hey, buddy. You're kind of shitty at your job as poaching, because if you turn literally to the left, there's a deer. You know what? I'm removing you from the gene pool, pal. Wait, do we have more? We have another chance. Unfortunately, rope darts can sometimes be hard to come by. Come on, pull up, buddy, pull up.
Just for free hunts. Might be we make a good haul up there.
He's just like, huh, Bud, why'd you stop talking? That's so weird. I wonder where he could be right now. That sure is suspicious. Absolutely. Oh, I got all my rope darts back. Well, you know what that means. Ah, dang it, I can't climb up here. Just wait right there for me. I need to find a better vantage point. You know how it is. Don't worry, we're going to get you right up next to your buddy. Here, come here. The gallows look right fit for you boys. The game surprisingly cleans up for modern hardware. For the most part, yes. Sometimes the faces look a little odd, but you know, we do what we have to. There's a deer to your left, poacher. Oh, so stabbed. Oh, we're just gonna spook.
Hey, where are you, fellas?
Oh, they're just hanging around. Okay.
Meet strangers in the forest. Is that common hunting practice where you come from?
Yes, actually, that's how we decide who survives.
Go. Tell the friends you have left what happened here.
I don't have any friends. Oh, why'd you have to rub it in? Ways you shadows make or break Ubisoft? Hard to say. If for whatever reason it just sells very well, it puts them back on stable footing for at least a little while. However, I don't think it's going to be like a Concord level disaster or like where it just doesn't sell at all. I think it's going to do a healthy amount of selling. Maybe not to cover the cost. I think it'll probably break even or somewhere around that, which is, again, not ideal for what they want. But here's the thing and how they see it, and this is something that I've heard a lot of people talk about. What matters most is gameplay. Because the thing is, we can, I'm probably going to be irritated by the story direction they take. I already know I am. I'm probably going to be irritated by, I'm already irritated by a lot of the DEI and how they handled Yasuke's introduction into the series and all that jazz. And a lot of the other ways they've just fumbled PR throughout this entire cycle has been obnoxious. But the thing is, if the game is fun to play, people are going to be able to, a lot of people are going to go, hey, I just want to run around an Assassin's Creed in Japan, and I'm willing to have to do work a little bit within those lines. That's how I think a lot of people are going to look at it, and so they're going to buy it. And there's also going to be some people that buy it just because they want to see how it is and maybe clown on it a bit. And so they will make some, well, maybe not make money, but they will, I think they'll probably at the bare minimum break even. But then again, considering how many times they've had to delay it, maybe not, I don't know. But I don't think it's going to be like a disastrous cave-in for them. Regardless, even if this does well, Ubisoft is they've launched an investigation into what's where it all went wrong, and I don't think they need to pay too much to figure out what's going wrong. I think they need to start cleaning house of people that aren't actually productive in helping out produce the video games. I think they need to move away from woke practices and DEI. And I know they claim, oh, we don't have an agenda. We don't have an agenda when we're making these things. Sure, that's what they all say, buddy. You should probably start, if you're even saying, oh, well, we don't have an agenda, you should probably pitch ideas, not only to your people at your studio, but also to people that you know regularly play your games. Reach out to content creators, you know, like your Havocs, like, dare I say, Raven Knight, but, like, you know, a lot of people make content for Ubisoft games. They should contact them and go, we're thinking this. How do you think this would be received by the public? Do some actual market research. And then see, okay, you don't like that. What would you want us to sort of adapt to it to make that? Because here's what we can change, and here's what we can't change, and that sort of thing. And so they could work with their community to try and make something a little bit more palatable. They should do other stuff like that. That's just the bare minimum where they need to start. And I don't know, maybe they'll start to figure to do that. And another thing, if your CEO says players should just get used to not playing games, I mean, not playing games, you're just used to not owning your games. Have that, just immediately have the entirety of the PR team come in and just like publicly flog him. I'm joking, of course, but you get my point. The idea that you would say something that stupid and tone deaf is asinine. Because imagine you're an investor in the Ubisoft, and you hear the CEO is running his mouth saying, yeah, gamers should just get used to not owning games. You would be livid. Look, I heard BioWare is going to sneak woke DEI stuff with the patches instead. BioWare already has woke stuff, and like Veilguard came out, that's as woke as it gets. Maybe not as woke as it gets because it's like Dustborn, but still. But yeah, if they... Oh, you mean like they're going to go back and retroactively add stuff to Mass Effect to make it woke? Yeah, that'll go over well. It's like, hey, people have already bought this game. Would you like to go back and make it woke so that people will just hate us more and that'll cost us money to add that stuff? Yeah, that sounds like a great idea. But then again, they're working for EA, and EA's weird market strategy is make people hate us, so I don't know. But the BioWare of old, I'm afraid, is long gone. The new Mass Effect, not the trilogy. Oh, well, no surprises there. I mean, Veilguard I don't think sold particularly well. Did they just already have Mass Effect up ready to go? BioWare was a ship of Theseus. A lot of gaming companies are sadly reminiscent of the ship of Theseus. All right. Let's fast travel. Thank you. Back into the land of digital glass. Oh, well, at least my drip's better. Lovely day in the, I know this is partially New England. No. This is partially New England. And, oh, no, we're still in Homestead. Though I think that's why For Honor actually kept its identity for so long, because they didn't have Ubisoft micromanaging everything, since it was a small dedicated team that could actually... you don't have to finish what you're saying. I mean, if you do, please. But they give them a good time frame and give us content. Yeah, and that's one of the blessings that have been with For Honor, because honestly, we probably would have seen a lot worse content, ironically, if it had been given the same level of dedication Rainbow Six has given, because you've seen how that went down the crapper. In a lot of ways, and wait a minute. Horse! Free horse! Don't mind if I do! And I have a flintlock now. Great! And I have only 6 bullets for some reason. Let's see. AC Charles Lee is what Ubisoft is now. With some degree of the preachiness, I think so. But, I don't know, I can't be too hard, because like Ubisoft still does like updates to For Honor and stuff, and it's kind of one of those things. Like, you know how Twitter, now X, was managed by, is that there? No, even better. Gotta be careful, don't want to get spotted. Be very, very quiet. I'm hunting fuds. Anybody see anything straight dangerous? Dang it. Something got to him before I could. Don't worry, your death shall not be in vain. Come here. Bioware and EA. Tally is now lesbian. Raven straps a plate mail chain mail and Gamison while loading a pump shotgun. Just yeah, that's the breaking point for Raven. You made his alien waifu lesbian and he lost it. But yeah, like I was saying, Ubisoft has some like I think it's kind of like the Twitter situation. Like you had like Elon Musk buy Twitter and he trimmed a lot of the fat around it. And there were like some good employees that were happy over the takeover because they could actually get to work and do stuff now, and it's what they wanted to do. But you know, yeah, this is bear sighted. Unfortunately, I can't shoot the bear because 1, smooth bore, 2, the range, 3, damages the skin. Dagging at it. Oh well, back to my horse. My kingdom for a horse. Now I own a horse and a new flintlock. I'm a happy man. To quote Daniel Boone, all man needs in this life is a good wife, a good horse, and a good gun. Because old Daniel Boone was a big man, but the bear was bigger, so my lawyer has advised me to not finish this song. What's Ubisoft's deal with Julius Caesar? I don't even think it's an Ubisoft thing. I think it's the matter of sometimes they just look at things from a weird historical narrative. And because of that, they automatically think just like, Julius Caesar was assassinated. Therefore, like he was assassinated and afterwards they became an empire because of stuff. So he must have been a bad dude. Yeah, they didn't do research into it, and I think a large part of that is they were focusing more on the Egypt research, but they didn't spend time looking into Julius Caesar. They just said, Julius Caesar, he gets assassinated around this time. Yeah, he's a big name. Yeah, we'll have him been assassinated, even though the big build-up to the assassination was Cleopatra, not Julius Caesar. I mean, I guess if you have to kill Caesar throughout the way, sure, but problem is, the worst thing that could happen to Egypt at that point was Julius Caesar getting axed. Switch over to that in case I see any good game. I missed that show. We all missed that show. I just wanted to remake season 1 of Rome. He was a consul of Rome. Almost got spotted. That could have been bad. Gotta be careful. It's dangerous! Don't worry, someone's killing all these men and I'm gonna find out who did it. Was it you? State your business, sir. He was too dangerous to be left alive. Alright, £10, pocket change, but then again, I got it from Ludi's pockets. Favorite dual counter animation kill? That's hard to say. Hard to say. Alright, why'd you point over there? Come find me. It's like, wait a minute, did a guy in a white hood just pop out and stick an arrow at me? I should do something about that. Oh, it's just too tempting. Who put that tree there? Ah, screw it. Get over here. Alright, now apparently I need to get to Boston. Oh, Fox. There's a clue here. Fox discovered in Johnstown. I hope John knows. Really didn't focus on the overall Roman Civil War, and that was one of the most important things happening at the time, especially with features in the game, like Ptolemy's head being cut off, no less. Yeah. You missed, how could you miss? It was great thing in front of you. Alright, Mushu, settle down. Not all of us are perfect. By the way, you guys are cool with me just axing off random dudes, right? Good. I'll let you live for now. Sad part about Rome is that they did not have a very stable line of succession because they wanted to do everything they could to prevent things from being called a king. Yeah, that was the sad fact of the matter now. Anyway. Got him. Gonna make a new hat out of you, boy. But you are correct. But back then with the Republic, it wasn't so much a line of succession because what it was supposed to be like you had consuls running the show and of course the Senate and the tribunes and all that jazz. But the big... Let's see how many of them I can kill before they actually notice me. Hey, fellas. What are we waiting for? No, you don't, son. Hey, oh, you got some fight in you, do ya? I dare you to try that again. Ooh, all of you are pretty tough. I like that. I like it. You got a little fight in ya. Now, where were we, buddy? Ow. Alright, well, that's taken care of. Man, you guys are broke. No wonder you're trying to rob people on a bridge. Out of all the AC games, which would you say is had the best or most comfortable combat mechanics? Most comfortable combat mechanics. Probably one that I think was the smoothest would probably be Assassin's Creed Brotherhood or Revelation. I think those were the smoothest. Unity got pretty hard at times. Syndicate gave me carpal tunnel syndrome. And Origins and Odyssey. Odyssey could be a little rough at times, particularly. Origins could be rough at times. Odyssey was... Sorry, I need to pay rent, and you're the most effective way of doing that. Now, but Odyssey heavily depends on your playstyle and your build, but a lot of people didn't like the combat because they thought, like, why am I having to cut this guy so many times to put him down? And like, that's because it's an RPG game now and not a normal, And where are you running to, Squirt? What? But that wasn't even the one I was going for, but okay. Is Odyssey woke? That's a good question. And hard to say, because there are certainly things that are kind of woke, but I can typically, for the most part, ignore them. One of the big issues I actually had in the, because you'll notice, like, you suddenly, Greece, despite being in classical antiquity, suddenly has a lot of black people just running around. And I don't mean like, oh, hey, I'm a trader from Egypt or something like that. It's, oh, look, I just live in Megarine. It's like, okay, that's new. And also, like, the number of female bounty hunters was ridiculous. And also, the big thing that gets me is that they made the canon decision to have Cassandra be the main character. That makes no sense. Don't do that. Alright. So, what are we out here looking for, boys? Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to intimidate you. Ignore me. By the way, your formation is terrible. Until I find tripwire bombs and hold the phone. A continental officer? What are you doing here? The war hasn't even started yet. What's this? Seriously? Come on. Do something about it. Do something about it. do something. That's what I thought. Freaking anachronisms. I think it was one of those trinkets that old Peggy Leg that wanted. Alright, that's a moosh. No, that's an elk. Where's it? No, it's an elk. Alexios had an annoying voice, but if I remember correctly, he made the poster. He was the poster for like Male Avor, yeah. I didn't even think his voice was that annoying. I actually thought he was cool. Oh, don't run away! Every game has an anachronism, such as Rome Total War. Okay, Rome 1s, though, those are pretty dang glaring. So, yes, we have Amazons just up in Russia. Don't ask questions. But that was more of an Easter egg than anything else, but also just the entirety of Egypt. Like, yes, we shoved Bronze Age Egypt into the classical period, but don't worry about it. But then again, those guys had like bowmen that had basically that were rail gunners. And time to get some good eats. Alexis' voice was a bit cartoony. When I played Cassandra, I just assumed it was the effect of being the bad guy. And that's actually the thing, because Alexios, that cartooniness really does come out when he's being Demos. Cassandra's plays it, I think, a little bit more leveled. Easy, boy. You gonna charge me? Hold on, I'm gonna win this fight! Whoa! You think you can test me? Nice try. I'm gonna put you on an Heineken bottle. Now get over here. That's right. I'm king of this forest, pal. The Homestead is eating great for the next few weeks. Oh, you want to go too, pal? Come on. Come on! Ghost of Tsushima and the Mongol machine guns. Oh, please. Everyone knows the Mongols had machine guns. Famous inventors of the MG42. I'm kidding, of course, but you can't expect me not to kill you when you're just there. Connor's just fist fighting elves out there. Well, he's using the hidden blades, but yeah, he's just looking at these, 500-pound creatures, just going, square up, son. You ain't got nothing on me, nothing. Crap. Apparently, everywhere can be a slip and slide if you put your mind to it. Yes. I give Connor a lot of, I don't think a lot of his dialogue and his story is written particularly well, but I do love playing as him. I remember at one point Rome 2 Total War had a female general that looked pretty ugly. Yeah, I remember the big controversy about that, and I'm actually going to defend Creative Assembly here for a bit, because the thing is, they only added female generals to factions that historically had some example of female generals, like the Iceni, the Celts, and like the Illyrian tribes. But like if you were playing like Romans or Greeks, you weren't going to have females pop up. That just wasn't going to happen. Though it was also kind of funny because when like this female queen of the Gauls comes down to attack my Romans, and then I just eviscerate them. It's like, slay, queen. But yeah, then again, I also would call the females in Rome Total War 2 ugly, but all of the character models kind of looked like they were carved from potatoes, so out of all the mistakes of Rome 2, I think that's probably one of the lesser ones. But actually what's really funny, speaking of Rome 2 and Assassin's Creed, you guys know in Odyssey that you guys can create your own missions, and I thought that was a little cool thing. I actually created one. Granted, it's not very good, but I did create one. And basically, I picked the guy that looked closest to the advisor in Rome 2, and your mission was to go kill him. And literally, first you had to talk to a guy who would basically be like, "Hey, I need you to kill this guy. He keeps yelling at me. I'm giving the incorrect and trying to give incorrect orders to my men, and he's really obnoxious. Could you please just go kill him?" I think I've made Stendor the guy. Regardless, he went out and like your job was just to go out and kill him, and that was hilarious. And that was funny to me. Female generals and units don't bother me much in a strategy game because at the end of the day, it is a game. Yeah. And I can understand that. It'd be one thing if they were trying to push it a little bit harder. What's really weird is in Rome 2, they actually did have like a female unit pack, to which I'm like, I don't know about that. A lot of the unit packs in Rome 2 were kind of meh. Then again, cataphract camels are pretty cool, so what can I say? Yeah, Daughters of Mars, that's what it was called. Gosh, I have not touched Rome 2 in a hot minute. Problem is, whenever I play Rome 2, I'm like, man, I miss a lot of the features in Rome 1. And then when I play Rome 1, I feel like, man, I miss a lot of the new features in Rome 2. They suspect absolutely nothing. And you know why? It's because these poor guys are grunts on duty. Look at this man popping a squat. You don't want to be here. Rome 1 was remastered. I know, but even when I play Rome Remastered, there's still stuff I'm like, yeah, man, I kind of miss that. Like, it does get a little irritating. I was like, man, I want to build up a massive army real quick, but no, I can only recruit 1 unit per city per turn. Great. I also liked in Rome 2 how, like, you had a bunch of minor factions to beat up and bully. I don't like how a lot of those minor factions will just kind of suddenly create massive armies overnight. But always having them, tricking them into attacking my forts and just having a bunch of pikemen just plug the gaps was always fun. Hey, I like your pistol, sir. That man was just like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you just did that. Alright. Can I not carry the bodies anymore? I can't. At least the Seleucids don't die like they do in Rome 1. The Seleucids have a very short shelf life, and actually typically when I play Rome 2, I mean, granted it's been a few months, but they typically don't live long either. Because typically it's weird, like Nabatea and Kush just steamroll from the south and just start wiping everyone. Egypt, like Ptolemaic Egypt dies within the first few turns because they just made Kush super powerful. And then I, as the Romans or whatever faction I'm playing, have to come down and clean and just like push the Kush back into Ethiopia. Actually, no, Ethiopia is on its own faction, but still. Yep. I actually remember playing Seleucids way back in the day. And it was weird because when I first played Rome 1, I was in I was in high school, but I was like still in like that craze of Spartans are so amazing. So when I played the Seleucids, I was just like, why would I want pikemen? I'll just use nothing but militia hoplite. I learned my lesson not to do that real quick. Hey Raven, just watched your new Legends video. Please tell me Ruth and her sister are going to fight when they see each other. I'll let Raven know you said that, but glad you liked it. And I don't know what's going to happen. Me and Raven haven't talked all the details yet. Sometimes he likes to keep a few things for himself as a surprise. Boys, how we doing? All right. Quite the schnoz on that fella. Lark, are you packing? Am I packing? Am I packing? Yes. I'm packing some serious heat. Some real American steel. But I don't want to draw attention to myself right now, so I'm not going to do that. Because we make great efforts not to draw attention to ourselves if we can avoid it. Because remember, we are stealthy assassins. Stealthy assassins who do what we can to make sure that the world is a little better place by not recklessly killing when we don't have to. Hey, buddy, how you doing? What? He was asking for it. Look at him wearing his floppy hat. Is that red with green trim? He's a Christmas decoration. Ow! That was a typo. I mean, don't fight. Don't fight. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Again, we will see. To think Ruth was born from a mix of Lark's joke and Raven's imagination. Mostly Raven's imagination. Boy has always had an overactive imagination, and he loves putting that into his stories. And I wish I was that creative. Fun to see them running amok in enemy units, not in yours, not so much. Yep. Boy, we got a lot of snipers up here. Hey, what happened? You should come check it out. Are you serious? Oh, it's go time now, pal! Oh crap, more of them. Who could have seen this coming? If only I'd known that shooting armed guards would make them hate me. They'll never take me alive. Hey dude, have you seen any guards? Oh shoot! What you got, man? What you got? Ow! Come on. Yeah, they got nothing on me. Yes, a 6'2" Indian in row. Quit shooting me! How are you so accurate with brown best muskets? Then again, I suppose they're using volley fire, so statistically speaking, some of the bullets have to hit me. Sorry, dude! I needed some way to break the fall. Yeah. Hey. Shut up. You corrupt official, you. Why won't let me... Please, please, please tell Raven I hope they won't fight. Okay, I can pass the message along. Have you watched or heard Deadliest Warrior? Dude, Deadliest Warrior used to be my jam. I remember when it first came out when I was in middle school. I loved that show. As a guy who loved history, just seeing... Problem is, though, when I was a kid, I took Deadliest Warrior as the gospel truth. I felt like, oh, dude, these tests are 100% accurate. There's no way they could ever be wrong or get anything wrong. But I kind of agree with Cody from Pointless Hub on the videos. Like, is it accurate? That's the wrong question to ask. Was it entertaining? The answer is yes. And for that, I appreciate it. It was fun. Actually, believe it or not, I have the game for Deadliest Warrior on 360. Though I have to find my old 360 and get it working again. But yeah, that was a wild game. I can't believe Spike actually made a video game. Reload. Oh, reload. That's why I couldn't threaten the guy at gunpoint. I was interrupted from my reload. Now let's talk to Sam. Sam! What up? You'll never take the last break room cupcake from me. Of course I won't, because that's the one that's poisoned. Now Deadliest Warrior is that racist group, Ubisoft all is what?
Would you excuse us, fellows?
You're not here to kill me, are ya? They were talking about their Aunt Dottie's colon. Oh.
Of course. I'm headed to a meeting with some men who should be able to help. Why don't you come along?
I got nothing better to do. Hold on. Dang it, got away. Really?
Ooh, sorry. I practice what I preach, my friend. She's not a slave. slave, but a freed woman, at least on paper. Men's minds are not so easily turned. It's a
Yeah, let's get on New England for slavery practices.
barbarism.
But though technically they still had slavery in the region, but it was very, very unpopular.
When this is done, we'll have the
But I do love how you're gumming to this guy for help and like, by the way, you filthy slave owner. It's like, let's try and not insult the people trying to help us. Let's do that after we get what we want.
British troops. Or to my friend whose store was closed because he displeased the crown. The people here are no freer than Surrey. You offer excuses instead of solutions.
All people should be free, and not in terms.
It's in terms, Arnold.
Hey! It's my own! No matter what you do, those taxmen say! The comes in Parliament who want to take my property, you tell them to sail across the pond and take it themselves! It's not...
That's why they sent the British Army down here, dude.
These men will break it down! Ah!
Ah, bollocks, we're coming in!
Trust the mounting evidence.
The calmest citizen of Quebec. Boys, oh, I better intervene, because none of these guys know how to fight. That's right, I always keep that strap on me.
Justice for once. I dare the governor to send more.
Yeah, the governor.
All right.
Fine. It's not my first dance. We're all
This is my 32nd, actually.
little foxes fighting puppies.
You were kind of getting blasted until I stepped in.
I'd buy you an ale, but I'm expecting somewhere else.
Well, far be it from me to keep you from... Whatever. By the way, we just killed some of the king's men. Like, that's not a big deal for me, because I can split out of town. You live here. Almost forgot about him. Yeah, I kind of like it. It's like, hey, we're going to have, instead of having just like, faceless assassins, we're going to have, like, 6 specific ones that have specific abilities. But outside of those specific abilities, they are worthless in combat. Absolutely worthless. Actually, I do think they get better if you upgrade them, but gosh, is it painful to do so. The number of missions I send them on and they come back bleeding and bloodied and didn't get it done, I'm just like, oh, you all irritate the snot out of me. Dispose of the tax collectors. Finally, a mission I can get behind. Give Cindy IRS my regards. Go invoice hell, you son of crap. They always leave me as soon as they're about to fire. Ow. Why aren't you parrying? Shoot, dude. Learn to parry. There we go. I don't care about my notoriety. I'm doing this for a minute. Look, I'm better than you. There you go. I don't think you'll have to worry about taxes anytime soon. Don't mind me, I'm gonna just say get some of my ammo back, if that's all the same to you. You're welcome, by the way. And buddy, come back. I want to. Aztec Jaguar and Zonde is top 5 of the Deadliest Warriors. That episode was just fun. It's like, hey, we gotta test out this obsidian knife. What should we do? Let's do a human let's take a ballistic shell torso and rip its heart out in ritual sacrifice. Like, heck yes. That was so cool. And then the Kapinga. It's like, hey, we put a Johnson on a knife. Enjoy that. Excuse you, sir. Are you seriously gonna try? Do it. No, he knows gravity still works. Yeah, this is going to be standard fare for how I play Assassin's Creed games. Are there still taxmen over here? Well, I'm already wanted. Here's your representation, you filthy animals. Gotta make King Philip's War look like a water balloon fight. Get over here! What's the matter? You don't like it? Oh no, you don't. I love that they still fire. Like, oh, maybe we shouldn't have killed that hostage. Alright, you're next, pal. Don't worry, sir. You're safe now. Surprised you were able to survive that. Oh, notoriety can't get any higher. Oh, it's a Hessian. Come on. Who's next? Come at me. One of you come at me. Ow. Okay, at least you did what I asked. Now we're talking. Look at that. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I love it. Nice try. Oh, the Hessians are here. Nice. Come on. Didn't they train you better in Germany, boy? Oh, dang. Sure is a lot of bodies. Now they'll never know. It makes me wonder if we didn't actually have gunpowder, if the U.S. would have lost less bouts with the natives, because we would have had to have actual armor against their arrows and other melee weapons. Well, the big thing that really helped us against the natives was, well, they didn't have immunity to our diseases. But in terms of actual fighting, armor would have played a big role. But hard to say, because gunpowder was around far before we came over. It's just started to get big by the time we started to come over. Anyway, I better lower my notoriety before I go in. Is there no other poster or anything? There's a crier over there, but I gotta find a way to get around the, you guys! Where'd I go? Listen, I just depopulated an entire brigade of men. Do you really want to try me? Alright, dude, you're up next. Jeepers, you guys are everywhere. Come on. Any other takers? Really? That's it? Nice try, pal. How does it feel getting one of your own men killed? Oh, auf Deutsch. Jawohl. How rude, sir. Gotta be anonymous. If only there was a aha. Yeah, they did still have some like even into the Napoleonic Wars, they had like cavalry plates. So they didn't need to completely go to silent. Like armor was used even when we did come over here. Like the conquistadors did have armor, but get in here, bud. Oh come on! Come on. Alright. Do not run. I need to bribe you. I need to I have good money. You suck. Oh well, I stopped 2 squads of taxmen. I am truly the righteous individual in this situation. Hey bud, you've been talking mad crap. I just want to bribe you. Thank you. Thank goodness. That's right. Got to get rid of all that bad stuff and corruption. Oh yeah, you're a corrupt individual, ain't you? I'm kidding. All right. Now, if there's any other nonsense in the area, you think there'd be more posters? Oh, there's one. Oh, but it doesn't register as a poster, so I can't pull it down. Guess I gotta go back to plain old just bribing people. It depends on what, because like keep in mind, you could have heavy armor in the desert, but you had to prep it specifically. Like the Crusaders, once they adapted to the Levant, they still had good armor, heavy armor, even metal armor. It's just what they did was they didn't expose it directly. They would have it covered and make sure that they would typically try not to put it on until they were like right before they were about to get into battle. So there were steps you could take. Hey, the guy who can't fight.
Had a ball with some red goats enforcing some taxmen for my home. The collectors grow bolder and more forceful. Something we must
We'll have to tar and feather another tax collector.
must raise a banner. Something to let the people know that they are not alone. The docks are an angry place of late. Protesters picketing the latest shipments of British tea. The eyes of the city are upon that stage. Bostonian without his tea is a dangerous beast. William Johnson is smuggling the tea off the ships. One of his men tried to sell me this. A sample.
Okay, so I did buy it, but still.
But it's from those ships. No mistaking the stamp. He's charging a king's ransom. Must be he's making a mint off those who buy it. Where is he now? I've never met the man. May I ask why you seek him?
I want to kill him.
Purchase the land upon which my village stands without the consent of my people.
Yeah, we've all done that before.
Smuggling endeavor is financing the acquisition.
Is that why they had the famous square helmets with the eye slit Lark? The reason those were popular is because those were easier to make than a lot of some of the later helmets you would come out with. Those were already a thing before. Well, actually, no. During the First Crusade, those weren't the standard or more popular helmet. Those came out those came out a little bit after. But those weren't designed specifically for the Levant, though they did have some ways to adapt around it. And hello, assassin recruit.
Go on, Connor.
I gotta go back to the docks. Okay. Oh, at least we're for the most part out of the tutorial. Huzzah.
Pardon
You've been carrying good schwack. What's interesting about this whole tea, and they're talking about the smugglers, Samuel Adams was smuggling Dutch tea into the city. Because that's what's so funny about this thing, because at this point in time, the tax, most of the taxes, if we're getting close to the Boston Tea Party, most of the taxes have been lifted, even the one on tea. So, but the thing is, though they had it on, they lifted it on tea, you could only buy it from the British East India Company. It was the only legal way to get it, and people resented the fact that it was basically a government-owned monopoly. So, because that's why the Boston Tea Party surprised the British so much. Like, all right, we finally lifted the tax on tea that you can only buy from us. That'll be good, right? Okay. They did what with the harbor? It's not a tutorial. It's just adding new game mechanics. There's an almanac. Oh, the temptation just to kill you both. But I'm trying to remain stealthy. Stealthy. Oh, another Gadsden flag. Alright, we're almost to the docks. Hold on! Is that a kitty I see? Heck yeah. Alright. Use the powder kegs to destroy cargo. Okay. Where is the powder kegs? A lot of mud for a dry dock. Whatever. Alright, there's the goods that need to be blown to Kingdom Come. Oh! Resisting the urge to kill in this game is the same as telling the cat not to knock over a plant. Yeah. Blows guts with buckshot. Okay, we fixed the tea problem. They did what in Boston? We lost how much money? Yeah, that was a crap load of tea we threw into the harbor. But that's what you get when you have a government monopoly. You don't make any friends that way. Alright, those two need to die yesterday. Ah, crap, they saw me before I got into the bush. See, maybe they'll be stupid enough not to notice me this time. Yeah. Hey, buddy. Hey, moron. Thank you. Alright. Now I'm gonna take this. Now you got a little something else on you. Alright. Now I need to take these and use it to blow up this. India tea. I thought we were getting it from China. I've been wrong before. Don't want to waste my own ammo. Limit firearm use. You guys are just no fun. I'm playing the American Assassin's Creed game, and you're trying to limit how much I use guns? Oh, clearly you didn't know your audience. Just like the game Monopoly. Sorta, kinda, except it wasn't Boardwalk that screwed everybody over. Oh, wait, is there just one right next to it? I got them good. Oh, they're really not gonna hunt me down? It's like, he blew up the T, but is it worth chasing after him? Nah. I'm on a boat! I'm on a boat! On a boat! On land. I'm on a boat! Get back to... Oh, no, you're fine. You're fine. You're doing your work. How about you, young man? You doing your work? That's what I thought. Get cowering and get back to work. You pick up that saw. One interesting thing I found is that an Arab explorer saw Pharaoh's lighthouse a few times, and then he went last time. It was so ruined he couldn't even enter anymore. Oh, you mean the lighthouse of Alexandria? They don't pay us enough and we don't get any profit. He's skulking about, eh? This could be tricky, eh, Walsh? Yeah, keep building that scaffolding. I need to get up here. Now, what's the most obnoxious, convoluted way to get this done? Wait, are they under me right now? Is there any place I can rope dart them and hang them? Because that'd be fun. Oh, here they are. What are you gonna do now? Also, that you need a license to watch TV in the UK. Well, not to watch, to own a TV in the UK. Back to work. See, look at that man fishing over there. He's not bothered in the slightest. The rest of you are just pansies. Pansies, I say. I wonder how much of a boom I can get if I get two. If I get a chain reaction, will it kill the guy over here? This is for science, since you won't work. I don't feel bad about this. Man, so many power kegs just lying around. Whew, they have, like, no safety inspector whatsoever. Receives a 187th letter of complaint while angrily tapping his finger. These calls have gone far from being a thought of my sign to a pain in my ass. That actually isn't. That is not an inaccurate description of how they described the colonists. Okay, so this man made of steel. The other guys were just blown to pieces, and that's okay. Can I kill you? I cannot. Main objective, liberate the district from Templar influence. Oh, that's right, because in order to get assassins in this one, you can't just save them, you gotta, like, liberate a district. It's un-American to have a safety inspector. Granted, you are correct. Not in my neighborhood, pal. Oh, I'll give you something. I'll give you something. Go put some clothes on. Get out of here, you scamp. Oh, is this like a soup kitchen and I was just being a jerk? One of you guys should have told me. Now I just feel like an a-hole. I love being low notoriety. Greetings, boys. Nothing to see here. Who put this pig here? I say, get! Get! Considering there's soldiers nearby, we're gonna have to do this stealthily. Stealth. Oh shoot. You boys didn't see nothing, right? Oh, that was nice. Oh crap, when I saw it. So much for it being a stealth operation. Sal, get down! Don't mind me, gentlemen. 2 out of 3 ain't bad. They'll never see me coming. So I know you boys are going to report that, right? Yeah, that's right. You're not paid enough to report. Okay. Just ignore the... Ooh, while I'm here, I should probably go and sell some of the hunting business I have. See what other stuff they have. No, I'm not taking a fort right now. Absolutely not. Alright, big man. What you got? Alright, so let's see. I can sell bear claws, bear hide, bear grease. When did I kill a bear? Oh, right. At the very beginning. I've been holding on to his goods that long. Sheesh. Deer heart, venison, good eating that is, deer pelt, marrow, good for soup, hearts, antlers, meats, pelt, fox tail, good ornament there, hare meat, rabbit's foot, it's lucky, hare pelt, raccoon pelt, sly, and a deer pelt. When we kill a beaver, we'll have another fun body part. See, all that hunting good, 2,000. Do you prefer venison or mutton? I've eaten more mutton than venison, but hard to say. I think I'm probably gonna... I don't know, I need to eat more venison to compare it to. Let's see, we could get a normal sword, but my tomahawk's too cool. French rapier, cavalry saber, hangar sword, French cutlass, officer sword, couteau sword, Captain Kidd's sawtooth cutlass, Washington's battle sword, Lincoln's sword replica. Alright, blunt weapons. Dude, guns, I just hit him with the gun stock. Wooden war club, stone-head war club, Obawandiaga's war club, iron blade war club. Interesting. Small weapons. Assassin's tomahawk, booyah. Stone tomahawk, iron. Dagger, iron dagger, dirge, war tomahawk, broken sword knife. Heavy weapons I can get later on. Hessian axe, naval axe, boarding axe, French naval axe, and pirate boarding axe. Firearms, here's where the big ones come in. Double barrel. The duckfoot pit. I can go ahead and buy that. I can't buy the double barrel, but I can buy the comical duckfoot pistol. French coat pistol, English flintlock, royal pistol, naval duckfoot, Italian flintlock. Ooh, that's really kind of nice. Royal Seafoot, Pitcairn, Putnam's pistol, pirate flintlock, and Scottish. Oh, we gotta get these from the Ubisoft Club. Consumables. Arrows. I need to top up on those. Cartridges, all cut up on. Rope darts, all cut up on. Poison darts. I'll be taking those. Snares. Yeah, I'll buy a few more. Because might as well. I can't exactly spend the money on trip mines. Good thing Achilles didn't teach me about these. Just give me some sardines. I'll figure something out. Outfits. Okay. New York. Black outfit with accents by a New York tailor. Looks sweet. Can't buy it. Baltimore outfit. Not bad, not bad. Boston outfit. Nah, it's okay. Jamestown outfit. It's okay, it's okay. Philadelphia outfit. Not bad, not bad. Charleston outfit. Well, that is from the hometown, and I would get it. However, no money. The Assassin's outfit, of course. Ezio's outfit. Altair's outfit. Full sync on the main store. On all main story missions. Well, that's never happening. Prison outfit. Achilles' original outfit. Cat and Kids. Cool. Captain of the Aquila. We'll get that later. Connect outfit. Isn't that just our original outfit? Traditional colonial assassin. Actually, it's kind of a cool look. I do like that. That looks so sweet. Animal spirit outfit. That kind of reminds me of some of the stuff you could wear in Red Dead. Bayek's outfit. I guess they went back and added that. Shay Cormac's outfit. Oh, I love Shay's outfit. Didn't Jamestown cease to effectively exist by this point? Yeah, it was actually Williamsburg was kind of the main deal. Everything that was Jamestown moved to Williamsburg. Jacob Fry. Boo. Outfit isn't that cool either. Edward Kenway's outfit. Now we're dripping. Arno Dorian's outfit. Looks a little different. Looks like more like it's made out of leather than the actual outfit. Alexios' outfit. Oh, you call it Alexios' here, not Cassandra's. Checkmate. And Aguilar's outfit. Oh, yeah, because that movie. Alright. When did Arno wear leather robes? That's what I want to know. Arno the Simp. Alright, thanks for trading, dude. Alright, now I think we can go back. And also oh, there's a mobile game? No, there was also some magic cards. Oh, at the end of the game, he gives you a monologue. Fair enough. So what's wrong now, dude?
Where's Sam Adams?
Who cares? I've been robbed.
You're being aggressively French. Oh, Arno? Because he has two purposes in life, Arno. To avenge the death of Monsieur de la Serre and to get into Elise pants. And remember, goal 1 is to achieve goal 2. His whole life is to try and basically get a win over Elise. And then Elise dies, so naturally he gets upset. What did you expect was going to happen, dude? What did you expect? Great, now I have to do the fighting for you. By the way, I'm also going to say another historical criticism here. If a Frenchman started going around Boston just criticizing everything, most of the Bostonians probably wouldn't take too kindly to them, because the Puritans probably wouldn't take kindly to a French Catholic running around their city talking smack. Why doesn't he even try to find out what happened to his father? That's a great question. Why didn't Arno do that? I find it hilarious that Ubisoft made a mobiles game for Assassin's Creed that was canonically made by Abstergo, which is a Templar-owned company and has the assassins as the good guys. Hey man, what are you gonna do?
We are not English.
Actually, at this point in time, we still would consider ourselves English subjects.
They are not our masters. This is our city.
Dude, again, you're a French Canadian.
Time to fight.
Or Quebecer. Oh, that poor Renko, he's just trying to get out of there.
Stop and listen.
Edward can already finish the second mission before the game.
I will get my revenge. The man responsible for this will pay. His friends will pay.
Oh my gosh, dude.
Ils vont goûter de mon coup.
Well, I better kill this dude before they...
Fight, Englishman. I'll give you what you want.
They didn't even want to fight. You just started talking smack. But I'm not going to turn down a good opportunity to do some killing. I think all the snipers on the roof, they would have been shot already. Yeah, the only thing the snipers on the roof hate is when I climb. Or the Puritans left because of their version of Christianity was too radical for everyone in virgin states. Yeah, literally, everyone just got sick of them, and they were just like, dude, just shut up. And they're like, well, if you don't like me, I'm going to leave and make my own society. And then some of them came back for the English Civil Wars. Look at you, Cromwell. Well, Cromwell never went to America, but still. Oh my gosh, you are that weak. Then again, you're fighting a grenadier. Well, I'm not too surprised. Don't run off too far, please. Babysitting a Frenchman. The guns and blades whisper to you, Lark. Yes. Ooh! You know what? You get in that fight. I'm going to pet this dog.
There is a way to fight injustice, but this is not it.
I don't know. We're getting results. Oh, now I can pick them up when I wanted to pick up his gun? Get out of here. Give me the gun. And where are we even going? What's the plan for this man? Is this what we call a Parisian moment?
Destroyed? You stupid mutt. I suppose you want me to tell Johnson his tea just spontaneously combusted. Nonsense. Someone's responsible. And you find out who. And if you can't, I'll gut you and find a smarter mongrel who can.
It's a bit rude, isn't it? I would have loved to see an AC game set in the Old West, like a mix of Red Dead and old Assassin's Creed, Hidden Blade, and Big Irons. Ooh, that would be fun. Yeah, that'll do. Go do your thing. Good thing those guards disappeared, otherwise he never would have made it through. Well, he's not dead yet. You may want to go ahead and put him out of his misery. He's so confused, like, what's going on?
By decree of the British Parliament or not? British Parliament? I work for William Johnson.
I smuggled tea, dude. I didn't take your stuff. This dude may not have had anything to do with what we were talking. He was just the middleman trying to get some tea to some people, and we just murked a man. Syndicate does not exist. I agree, Syndicate does not exist.
What are the things you lost? People listen to me only because I spoke the truth loud enough. Which is
That's not always how that works, but okay.
English. You can keep my teams. You did well tonight.
So, they can't believe they stole my stuff. I need to kill everything. It's not that big a deal.
After you, my initials. For what he's
All right, but can we get you at least some better robes? Please tell me you're not going to be walking around wearing just your cook garment. Listen, we have drip. The whole thing about the assassin is the drip. We live and die by the style. And here you are, dressed as a cook. You just murdered an innocent merchant. How would you feel? That's actually a good question. How would I feel in such a situation? No, you're not a merchant. Let's see how this feels. It's a weird sensation. You actually get a bit of closure when you play a DLC called Dead Kings. He's written a good bit better, and you get a new location to explore. I never played that bit, just because by the time I finished Unity, I was fed up with it, because it had ceased to be fun, and all the missions were kind of a chore at that point. And I blame that partially on the fact I did not spec my stuff well, but yeah, I was still an irritant. Anyway, it's almost 11. I've gone over again, but we had some fun. We got our first assassin. I finally got to have my rant on Sean and his idiocy, and we got to pet a few dogs and, kill a lot of redcoats. So all in all, I'd say a successful Saturday evening. I appreciate you guys for joining me on this, and Connor as he figures out, where's Charles Lee? Where is he? Where is he? Seriously, we gotta let go before he starts fanning out this entire marketplace. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for sticking with me, and I will see you guys in the next one. So take care.